All right, welcome back to D.L. Kramer's Custom Cars. Everything's dying on me here. I had a microphone die on me, I had the battery die on me on the phone, and now I got the other microphone on the charger. Hopefully this microphone has enough power. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to put this front end together here, and hopefully before something else screws up. So let's just try like heck, I guess. Okay, so anyway, now the timing marks. You could see on here, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a mark there. Okay, that one's got to be up on top. And then let's see, where's the engine one? I gotta put the bolt in so I can turn the motor over here so I can find it. That's got to be straight down. Okay, we're gonna have to turn it over to see where it is. I don't know why they got that one going straight down, but that's the way it is. So it's the way it's built. You can't change it. So we'll turn the bolt all the way in. We can leave that on there for now anyway, until we get it all figured out. Okay. Let's see where is that mark? There it is. Right there. Okay, that's gonna be hard to see. That's gotta go straight down. I'm just gotta sit on my knees. Well, we just gotta make sure it's straight down, don't we? I want the mic over. There it is. See, that is approximately straight down. Now, next thing what we'll do. Now the chain has two marks on the top and one on the bottom. The one on the bottom one is got a made up with that pleated link, you know. So what we'll do is we'll just hang this here for now. Try to, you know how this can be sometimes. Those are my dual marks. Okay. My dual marks, one goes on each side of that timing mark there. You'll see it. Timing mark is here, and one's on each side of it. Okay. Now, what I should do, I'm just gonna get on my knees for this one. Something there. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna get a kink in my leg here. Oh. Where's the flashlight at? I need it, I don't have it. Oh, that white mark's right on it. Yeah. Still on it. Thank you, light, for doing what you just did. what we're going to do is we're going to snug up this bolt here. Now that I know. Get up. Oh my Lord. Okay, let's get this back on here so you can hear me. Okay. Yep. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna. What I'm trying to do is make sure the cam gear's on properly. Which it is, I can see that. Okay, now what we're gonna do, throw that over there. Throw this over here a little bit if it lets me. Okay, now I don't know, I just feel like screwed up today. I'm all running in reverse here. I don't know why. Just okay. So if we now these things come with a little pin. You don't pull that pin out yet. Okay? That pin stays in there, but then once you get everything lined up, then you pull it out. Okay? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab the 2 volts out of this one. And now I'm gonna get this set in place here somehow. If I possibly can. What the heck is going on here? Why everything's so loose? I don't know why. Why is everything loose? What is going on here? Okay. Boy, is that a screwball situation there, hey? I'm always used to having this pin sticking out. Okay, so you pull it out once you put it on. Here they had the pin upside down. They had it through this way. So I had to take this apart, and then I had to put the pin back through the right way. So anyway, make sure that one's still on that one. That one is still on that one. And then we're going to start by putting this up here. And we're going to put a bolt in it. And put another bolt in it. I can't believe that was in backwards. This is all China stuff, hey guys. So this motor will run for about 20 minutes and it'll explode. Okay, that one's still on the money. That one's still on the money, okay. Next one we put in is we'll put this other side in. Okay, which way does this go? Let's go that way. Does it go this way? I bet it goes this way. Okay, yeah. That was absolutely right, too. Okay, so we'll, like the original one here. The original one is a lot better quality. That's aluminum, this is all plastic here. World depends on plastic. Okay. Okay, we know that's being held in there, so let's get this one started. Like I say, this is not going to be, it'll be a good performing machine, but the 6.4 is going in there, in this vehicle. Okay. Okay, now let's torque a few things down here. Let's torque these bolts down and this bolt down. So, the timing chain guide was supposed to be at 97 inch-pounds. I think I got that set up here, don't I? Okay, yep, there it is. They were 10 millimeter. So let's torque those down. Let's get rid of this for now. We're gonna throw some grease and shit on this timing chain too. I should have maybe put some on there, but I'll put some on the outside, and then when I turn it, it'll grease it up. Okay. Then we'll torque these. Double check. Okay. Supposed to be at 97 inch-pounds. They're probably about 100 right now because that thing goes down to 100. So I had to sit there and make a little assumption on it, but I think I'm really super close to that assumption. Now, let's double check our marks. Okay. Okay. 2 marks. The cam mark goes between them. The single mark they got painted white that's on the bottom lines up exactly with that as well. I also see that we're on top dead center here. Both lobes should, oh no, I kick it. God, I tell you, I should be able to look down here and see both lobes are down, which they are, so that means it's on a power, it's going bang right now. Okay. Now we gotta tighten the cam gear, don't we? 72 foot-pounds. Let me, I got this all screwed up, guys. Hang on a minute. This is a bad video, you know that? This is, was that too close? Yeah. Okay. So let's tighten up the, let's see, let's get rid of that flashlight. We don't need that no more right now anyway. Let's tighten up this cam gear. It's a 17 millimeter and it requires 72 foot-pounds, not inch-pounds, foot-pounds. Ah, and we snugged up. Yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this pin out now. We're going to pull the pin. Okay. There. Now the tension's on the chain. So I pulled the pin out. You can discard that. I save them, you know. But, and then when we turn this thing, we'll be able to see that notch come out of there, and then we can make that determination. As long as that's still lined up, then we know. Man, this is getting to be really bad here. I'm running out of room. It's ass to the elbows here with all these parts. Let's see if we can get that torqued. 72 foot-pounds. Where's this thing set at? I'm setting the torque wrench up right now, guys. Foot-pounds 70. A lot of bloopers in this video right now. You look a complete imbecile right now. Okay, there's 70. 72. Now, let's go into recant. I may have to. Okay. I'm going to have to stop the crankshaft from turning now. Okay, that's the next problem. We're working through them. As I get them thrown in my face, I'm trying to dodge them off. I got to grab a couple flywheel bolts out of here that I just bought new. They're still in the bag. I don't know where they're at, but just keep looking. You'll find them eventually. I wonder if I should do it a different way. Maybe I should go about a different route, guys. Maybe yeah, you know what? Let's see. How can I stop that from turning without being hard on those chain riders? I need 72 foot-pounds out of that sucker. And you don't want to bend this. This is where your cam sensor goes to, and it reads all these notches that are on here. You bend this, you'll screw up your cam sensor, and your timing will be way off. So somehow you got to make that stop without hurting anything, that is. How am I going to do that? Okay, where did I set that down at? Over here. Let's just see what we can do here, guys. It's 72 foot-pounds. Yeah, that's just gonna come loose in it. Yeah. Okay, I gotta go back to the original plan here. That's what I hope I got. I feel like a complete idiot. Well, maybe I am one. That could be, I guess. Okay, there we go. We got one going. I'm sure there's an easier way for me to do this. But of course there isn't, so. I really don't know any other way how I could stop that from turning. I just need 72 foot-pounds out of there. That's all I need. See, sometimes I learn too, okay? We all learn. Let's see now. Okay. Made sure. Okay. That's done. What's next? Guys, what's next? I feel like such an idiot already. You know, it's not a big deal, really. Okay, so we got this torque to 72 foot-pounds, probably about 75 I got it at, maybe 76. These are torqued. This don't get torqued yet. Now, I gotta pull this back off, and then we gotta put the oil pump on. It's coming together quite fine, actually. It's just a couple little minor details here that I'm not set up for. If I laid out all the tools, so when I film, you know, but I don't. I grab as I go, and sometimes I'll lay out some of it, sometimes I won't lay out none of it. Sometimes I'll lay out a little bit. I don't know, whatever. Now, another problem that these Hemis had was that the stock oil pump, the reason why you got that lifter tick was the stock oil pump was low volume. So what I did is I went out and I ordered the high volume. So what I got here is I got a high volume oil pump for milling, you know. Note, the M45 now I got thrown another curveball here. What is this? I gotta assemble this thing. Okay, what does this read? Note, the M45 2HV is a high volume oil pump option for the 2009 newer 5.7 to 6.4 Hemi applications. This pump is also a standard volume direct replacement for the 2015 newer 6.2 Hellcat applications. This oil pump is assembled with a 65 psi pressure relief valve spring for the 5.7/6.4 Hemi applications. When this pump is used on a 6.2 Hellcat application, remove the blue spring and install an enclosed white spring. This will increase the bypass pressure approximately 10 psi. Caution: if the white spring is used in the 5.7/6.4 Hemi application, the higher oil pressure could result in a service engine light soon. So what did you get out of that? This oil pump is assembled with the 65 psi pressure relief valve spring with a 5764 hemi applications. When this pump is used in a 6.2 Hellcat application, remove the blue spring and install the enclosed white spring. This will increase the bypass pressure by approximately 10 psi. Well, I don't think we have to do that. 65 psi. Because this, yeah, I think we can leave it just the way it is. Man, I tell you, you buy a high volume oil pump and then you get hit with that. And it's like, I've never done that before either. You know, it's crazy. Crazy how things work sometimes. Okay. So anyway, now this thing has a gear on it. And it turns this gear in here. Okay. And now if we wanted to change that pressure spring, I suppose we got to pop this out. And they said the torque is, and it would increase it another 10 psi. Well, there's our O-ring for a pickup tube. But I don't think we need to do that. No, let's not wreck that. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, boy, this thing's full of oil. Make sure that's all wiped off. This is wiped off. These are wiped off. Okay. So now, in our oil pickup tube, that'll mount right there to that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on here. Slide her onto the gears. You know what we should do? I should look at that one more time. That cam. Make sure cam's on the money. That's on the money. And that looks like it's on the money. Okay, so we got the surfaces clean. I cleaned this before already, so as you can tell. And then we'll slide this onto the gear. Play with it until we get it right here. These sometimes are always kind of a... Sometimes I'll pack them full of Vaseline, you know. Come on now. You're almost there. There we go. Okay. There it is. Right there. Right there. Perfect. Now, we got our bolts. There's our bolts. I believe all 4 bolts are the same length. But let's just lay them out in our hand here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, they're all the same length. Okay. Now here, they're oiled down. I cleaned these already. See, when I tip the motor over to put the oil pan on, then what I do is, before I put the pickup tube on, I fill this full of oil. It'll run out the sides and various places, but what it does is just kind of primes it, you know. The sad part about these motors, you can't prime them. All you can do is fill everything up with oil, grease everything down good and tight. We still got to grease this all down, by the way. That's all you can do. You can't prime them. And then down the lifter valley, or the lifter, the rock arm shaft hole, there's an oiling port there. And then I'll put oil down in there too. Just anywhere where I can get oil, you know, so this thing has a chance to live before it, you know. But they got a good oiling system on them. They get oil fast. Trust me, these things move a lot of oil. These oil pumps. Okay. Jerk it around here a little bit until we get it kind of tight. Okay, so now what we're going to need to know is what's... Oh, I suppose I got to grab a socket for that too. Okay. Oil pump mounting bolts, 21 foot-pounds. See, I made a note. I tried to make sure everything was in, my ducks were in a row, but as you can tell, sometimes it still doesn't work that way because now I gotta go get a socket for that. 21 foot-pounds. What do I need? I wonder if that is a 13. Are they 13 or are they 11s or 12s? That seems to be right. Okay, 21 foot-pounds. Okay. Let's grab a torque wrench here. Remind me, I gotta grease everything here yet. I want grease on all this. Assembly lube, that is. Not grease. I'll dump oil in that oil pump when I get motor upside down. Let's see. We did torque this. Got this all torqued. We're just torquing these and then, yeah, just grease it all and then we're ready to put covers on. Okay, 21 foot-pounds. I work on these Hemis all the time, but the VVT motors, see, that's 20. Okay. Let's lock that baby down. Let's get this baby torqued up. The VVT motors, I have worked on them several times. In other words, the Eagle motors as well. Okay, let's just snug them up. I can almost feel the bolt like the. Okay. So you got bolt stretch, you know. You can feel that when they're there, you know. Okay. Oil pump is on. What's next? Okay, grease it. That's what we gotta do. Engine assembly lube. Oh, come on now. Okay, right here. We're right in the rider. Under here. Okay, and then I'll throw a little here.